An intense unraveling of corruption in Osceola County Sheriff's Office.
Men and women who work at the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. His conduct is outrageous, unprofessional, and obviously corrupt. He forgot the first rule in public service: no one is above the law. So, I mean, again, he didn't hold back. I mean, some of the others have been a little less, but you'll never get.
Yeah, someone popped on here a minute ago and said that this is a hot topic. It's hot news in Florida. It really is. I'm still getting messages on my phone while I'm streaming this to you about this topic. So everybody is up in arms in Florida about this. All right, Aquarius, good to see you. Stray Dog, spacious in the feds. All right, and yeah, Malibu Surf, I didn't think you meant that. I'm just trying to clarify what's where and trying to figure out what you guys mean by $800,000 nice house and where that is. Yeah, we can definitely move out of this state and buy a McMansion, buy a freaking McMansion anywhere else. Chill. What's up? Hello from Osceola County. Good to see you. Thank you guys for being here.
Grady Judd to hold back a little bit, but even like Mark Nejam has been really outspoken in some of these cases that we've covered here on Fox 35. Sheriff, the way he handled the recent investigations.
Thank you.
Attorneys here have also had issues with him, and I think this is their chance now to pile on. You're going to see a lot of that today.
The governor has suspended Sheriff Lopez from office, and a replacement has been named. And we want to go now to Fox 35's Stephanie Buffamonte, who joins us live outside the office.
You know what's really creepy? We're talking about homes right now, and I go to look at my email to get Kelly's email, and my email says, "Welcome to Zillow." I did not sign up for Zillow under my guilty of crime account. Just saying. I don't know if somebody just signed me up for Zillow, but as we're talking about it, I got that message. Welcome to Zillow. I did not sign up for it. All right. And I didn't get your email, Kelly. Can you re-email it?
Osceola County Sheriff's Office to tell us more about who this is stepping in to this role, take over this role of Osceola County Sheriff. Mm-hmm. Good afternoon, Stephanie.
Good afternoon, Garrett. So that is going to be Christopher Blackman. He is the interim sheriff here. So a lot happening inside the sheriff's office behind me here today in terms of leadership. Now, a little bit about him. He's with Florida Highway Patrol.
All right. So let's clarify this one more time, guys. If you guys have been here since the beginning, I'm absolutely not saying that Jen Soto is associated with this sheriff whatsoever. I'm saying that the Hispanic community has ties to Yolanda and other people that have businesses like the tax business that Yolanda does, how she gets people PPP loans and other things. There's a Hispanic community that I've always talked about, and people in Florida tell me that Yolanda is tied to that community. What I pose the question here is, will the sheriff's arrest hurt or help the Madeline Soto case? Because these sheriffs are being moved out and new sheriffs like this guy are being moved in that have no interest in anything that Yolanda or those people can do for her. So I just want to make that clear. I am not saying that Jen is tied to these people directly. All right. So I hope you guys realize that. All right, let's keep going.
He leads actually 850 sworn troopers and is the statewide immigration commander for all 67 Florida counties. So he already has this big leadership role in Florida and specifically in Central Florida. And FHP, overseeing so many troopers there. We know that he has volunteered for Make-A-Wish and the Special Olympics, and that he just has a long background in law enforcement.
And Stephanie, what happens with this position now? How long will he be kind of filling this out? We know things are a little bit different because Lopez has just been suspended, not necessarily removed from office. But where do things stand, and kind of what's next?
So that's what's kind of up in the air right now because of that point that you just made. Marcos Lopez, was suspended by the governor, but he has not been removed. If he is removed, that's when things will start going. So if he's removed, that will prompt a special election. That would fall in tandem with fall elections in August and November of 2026. So we're talking a little while here that the interim sheriff would be in place until that moment. if elected, whoever is elected in the special election, if that does happen, they would serve the remainder of the term, but then there would be another election for 2028. So a lot of moving parts here right now. We're just going to take them as they come.
Yeah, still a lot to see. Fox 35.
All right, so you guys want to know about this. Obviously, the sheriff was arrested for racketeering and one other charge, which we're going to go over again. I want you to know what the heck I'm talking about here and inside the gambling operation. And then I will show Marcos Lopez in his jail clothes and in front of the judge. All right. I don't know much about this new person that's in charge temporarily. If anybody does know how long this guy, I'm sure he has a healthy career or they wouldn't have brought him in. I didn't look into this guy at all. I've been working on the case of Marcos and trying to tie and talk about will this help or hurt the case. And thank you, PGH Deb. We are almost at 25,000 after 14 months or so. I don't know, 14, 15 months. I'd have to look. So thank you. I appreciate it. All right, let's finish this and we'll get into what the heck the gambling operation is that I'm talking about.
I've said Stephanie Buffamonte. We appreciate you joining us this afternoon here on Fox 35 News Plus.
Thank you.
So that is certainly an interesting kind of wrinkle in all of that.
Now let's go back to this final one here, because this is the one that I think is going to have some resounding sound or effects down the road here. That question: what happens to the cases that he's currently working?
There it is, guys.
And see
what happens.
Addressed any racketeering cases.
All right, so what's going to happen with the cases he's working on? And there are more people being arrested. What's going to happen with those people that were working on the case? All of these people have been working on and the face of the Madeline Soto case the entire time. Barbara, good to see you. Raised in Kissimmee, Osceola, sad. Yeah, the community seems to be very outraged by this. All right, so yeah, here we go.
Get looked into. Well, any criminal enterprise stories like this, Homeland Security's involved here. So the stories that the crimes that he is investigating, that he's been involved with, even ones that have already gone to trial and people maybe in jail, all the attorneys who have handled those cases are now wondering what happens next. And we talked to Belvin Perry today, and he kind of lays it out what could happen here.
Yeah, because he said, really, this hurts the credibility of the entire office, not just the sheriff himself.
Yeah. And you're talking about one of the fastest, if not the fastest growing county in the fastest growing state in the country. There's a lot of cases.
Right. And he's been shaming people, walk of shame, and he's been in charge of a lot of things. And this is the census of the community. Ada, this is what people have brought to my attention. She says, we are in total shock. We voted for him and are in disbelief when I saw the news. My heart goes out to his children and how ashamed they must be knowing that father's all over the news. Yes, that is the general census of the people in Florida. They feel very shamed and like they got over. Our governor put him in, and he's a chief of Florida State Patrol. I don't know anything about him, and neither do I. All right.
This is at risk here.
Not only will they push and lean into it, you will see during the verdict jury selection process, they will ask numerous questions about the believability and credibility of law enforcement officers, that they're just like anyone else. They will also ask, have you heard about the sheriff in Osceola County being arrested? And try to determine what effect, if any. And the problem is it stains the credibility of the fine men and women who wear the uniform. People now are going to look at them a little differently.
So he said, even when you're talking about jury selection, a lot of times they do ask about how do you feel about the testimony of law enforcement, and he said expect it to come up from defense attorneys bringing it up, calling into question and credibility. So a lot of impacts on cases that are still pending.
Yeah, just wait for the appeals at this point and see who decides to try and test these waters. And that's why I think they brought in a guy who's well.
They literally just said sheriff's arrests impact on Osceola cases, but I got to tell you, they're not all named yet, guys. They're not all named yet, so we don't know exactly who's involved, and they're still going to be named. And yes, it's going to impact the cases. How so? I don't know. I'm glad Florida isn't playing with the corruption and charging him Absolutely. They've been looking at him for a while, so I'm glad they did. What did the sheriff do? He is arrested for racketeering and being involved in a gambling ring of $26.1 million, which we're going to talk about right now.
Respected by so many people. So maybe that'll calm it down for just a little bit. Get the footing again in Osceola County so they can move forward. But get through this and then see where they go.
And I also asked Judge Perry specifically about the Maddie Soto case.
That's what everybody's thinking about, right?
Of course. And, especially because this is not the first time that there has been issues with this sheriff's office, specifically about that case. And what Judge Perry said was he thinks the evidence in that case is enough to speak for itself, that it probably will not have a large impact. Right. But, you never know.
Any other case that's questionable. Now, in this case, though, if you remember, the reason why we covered him so much was because he had released that picture that wasn't supposed to be out there. And we asked him about it. We had the debate here for Osceola County Sheriff in our studios. And we asked him about that. But it also makes me think back about if they've been watching him for this long, they were watching our debate